Okay, I'm gonna update you right off the bat because as soon as we came out, we were looking at that natural coral here, okay? I have 500 for the remainder of the day.
So that's all that's
it.
left.
That is it on the day. And a little more than that in the turquoise. We brought more of the turquoise in, but these are both a first. A first time ever doing, first off, very rare from Jay's private collection, orange and red coral. You'll hear the story, never before in rondelles, never before faceted. It twinkles, it sparkles, it's saturated. It's the most beautiful, vibrant ombre color. There you're seeing Dagmara. I just put on this gorgeous turquoise, 5 strands. It's like 5 individual necklaces. We broke it down to about $30 a piece, unheard of. This is why we love Mine Finds and being able to go direct and be able to have your own custom jewelers handcrafting these pieces for you. And today you have the opportunity to get it home in the next few days with FlexPay for $30. First statement will include your shipping and handling and your taxes. And then after that, the next 4 months will be $30 for a piece that you will treasure for a lifetime. Can you hear our excitement about this today's special? And Jay, before we get in, and we'll start with the turquoise, because coral could end up selling out in this presentation, but if you want the bracelet, and I'm gonna put the matching earrings in too, think about that early on in the game, because I don't think there's gonna be another presentation. That's how popular this has been. But obviously the focal point here is on this necklace, so let's start, my friend, with where we, #1 selling signature stone for Mine Finds is turquoise, but we never did a today's special using this particular material, correct?
Well, and this is one of the, I've done similar type designs, of course, I've been doing this for 48 years, but of course, this waterfall look has always been part of my line. It's something that I'm almost done from early in my career. The reason I love this particular look is just the richness of it. I mean, you literally have a waterfall of whatever you're using, waterfall in this case of turquoise, hanging around your neck. I mean, we've done all the heavy lifting for you. I mean, what is one of the big things that I think is really fashion forward that you see almost worldwide is where you're layering, right? And in this case, we've done the layering for you in a very unique material and a unique look. And this is a proprietary turquoise. This turquoise never, ever made it to the commercial market. What do I mean by commercial market? The commercial market is where you have somebody that buys it from the mine, then they put it out there so that people that are manufacturers or lapidarists have access to the raw material. This is something that we bought directly right from the mine. It was unique in the fact that this particular turquoise, it came out of a very, very small open pit copper mine basically, but they also were mining iron. It wasn't really known for turquoise, and it's a small operation. It wasn't a huge operation in the first place. But it was unique in the fact of that it was in a forest. It's actually, that's where we got up the name Spruce Mountain, okay? Because it's one of the very few times I've actually in my entire career, my entire lifetime, and I've been to a lot of turquoise mines in my life, a lot. So when you think about how many I've been to and that have actually had any vegetation or been in an area, mountainous area that it had vegetation, especially any trees or anything, I can name 3. And this was one of them. So that's where the name came from. The deposit overall was unique in this fact that it was all in what they call a kaolin deposit. So kaolin is like clay, but it's clay that it's hardened over thousands and thousands of years. So it's almost like a sandstone. I mean, it kind of has that hardness to it. So how these were formed is where that natural kaolin clay at one time was molten. It was heated when I say molten, it was super hot and from thermal activity, igneous, volcanic thermal activity, created bubbles. And those bubbles, when it cooled rapidly. And so within the clay, the volcanic mud, it left holes, little holes, right, that were inside of that. And over time, those became very, very hard. All of the elements, and you know what makes turquoise so rare and so unique is the fact of everything that has to be there to be able for turquoise to form. So first of all, in this case, you had to have the cavity. And then you have to have concentrations of copper, aluminum, iron, zinc. There's 26 different elements and minerals have to be present in order for, and aluminum is a big one too, that have to be present for turquoise to actually form. That's why you don't, turquoise is so rare. In this case, when it formed though, the whole mine, the whole lot that we bought was all nuggets. And so what you have here are natural nuggets. These aren't side cuts. They're not chips. They're not broken pieces. These are all, every single one of them is a natural nugget. So, and then all the colors up there are all the different colors that came out of this mine. Wow. And you see everything from like medium blue, high blue, light blue, dark green, medium green, dark, light green. And then you also have a lot of chocolates in there.
It's gorgeous.
Every bit of this, 100%, is turquoise.
Okay, turquoise is flying. Now, Jay, let's give some love to this coral because it could be one of the very last opportunities for you to secure this one-day only price, this today's special opportunity buy. We're gonna go right to Dagmara because I'm telling you, I don't care what you put on, this lightens up and brightens up and your focal point goes right there. It is such a power piece, but it's a first for us, Jay. So it obviously speaks for itself color-wise. And when you see this on Dagmara, it's like, wow, wow.
If you think this is wow, when you get this home, when I came out, okay, when I came out last night, we launched at midnight, okay, our time here. When I came out, I went wow, and I made it.
Yeah, I bet.
So I couldn't put it down. I kept playing with it. I hadn't seen it in about 8 months since we started the process. We started this process a year ago, actually, in developing this, but the design came to an order 8 months ago is when we actually put the order together for this April show. And since then, I really, I've already moved on. I mean, I'm trying to finish up on October, working on November, December of 2025 right now. Because we hand make everything, we have to work that far out. When I came here, it blew my mind. Here's what you're looking at. This is what's so exciting though. This is Indonesian, okay, this is branch coral. So these were the micro branches of this natural coral. This was harvested pre-1985. After 1985, they banned the actual harvesting of the branch coral. You can still harvest certain sponge corals and bamboo corals, but you can't harvest the bamboo coral, or the branch coral. So here again, very, very hard turquoise. It came from a private collection that it was able to obtain the remaining quantity that they had of this material with all the different licenses that were required to actually work with this material. And here's what is really special about this. We developed a brand new process. This is brand new. First, you're seeing the very first design that we've done in it. It's something we've been working on for a long time. This is what we call micro rondelles, and then we're able to facet them. So it's a micro rondelle. It's cut from the natural material, in this case, a natural Indonesian branch coral. But if you look at them, they're thin. They're what I call micro rondelles. So you see how they're cool. Like thin rondelles, and then we were able to facet that. So what we were able to do is we're able to use the smaller natural material that you could never, ever use before for anything except maybe a limited amount of inlay. So we've been able to utilize that natural coral material in an unbelievable first-time launch design. Now, I will tell you right now, this has been unbelievably popular, unbelievably well-received, and I couldn't be happier. I will say, though, unfortunately, this was, we couldn't even make what they wanted for this project. I don't have any more of this size of coral. I still have some of the larger pieces of the branch coral that I can still work from.
This.
I'm still
Oh,
able
wow.
to do that, but I don't have any really of the small stuff anymore that I could work from. And I'm not going to cut out big pieces to make smaller rondelles.
Right.
But when you buy this, or if you decide that you want to go with this and try this, when you take it out and you see how it looks and it sparkles and you feel it and you feel the weight of it and you feel the density of it, and then you put it on, right? One of the things I think you're just going to be astounded at is how it feels and the overall look. It feels wonderful. It's got good weight to it. It's got good substance to it, but it just sparkles, it gleams, it glows. And the way it lays, because they're micro rondelles,
So cool.
you'll never find a 5-strand necklace, in my opinion, that we've ever done that actually is more wear friendly and wears better than this,
I couldn't
this
agree with you
particular
more.
design.
I wanted to switch out because I wanted to see how the coral would look, you know. So a completely different feel, a completely different vibe, but they're
You
both
actually
just
feel
fabulous.
even the weight.
It's
all
everything
different,
about
isn't
it.
Yeah.
It's absolutely beautiful. And here's a quick update. The earrings to the coral, gone. If you want the coil bracelet to the coral, I have fewer than 200 of the matching bracelet that is available for you. And we have the last few hundred now on the matching necklace. Again, we did not and were not able to, obviously, tons and tons of time to take to create by hand and facet. And, you know, again, make 5 individual strands, 5 individual necklaces, then including the sterling silver finding in the back, which is a 2 3/4 inch extender. So it could be a maxi dress, it could be a scoot line, it could be a full, you know, turtleneck that you had this cascading over. This is that piece. It's that wow piece. It's that piece you will have. Again, this is all handcrafted, all natural material, all from Mother Nature forever and ever and ever. We just never did anything quite like this. I wanted to switch out for a second. I'll go back into the very popular turquoise as well, but I just want to... I hate to rush anybody, you know that, Jay, but when we get down to, again, saving $50, down to the last of the quantities, it's still only, you know, early afternoon here on the East Coast. We can honor this price until it's gone, and it's definitely going to be gone, or typically we say throughout the day. But yeah, seeing the response with over 1,200 already spoken for, no wonder. So it's all that natural material. Jay, nothing in the horizons in the next year or so, anything like this coming our way?
Well, I'm working on it right now. I'm finding other materials that I can actually do this process to,
Yeah.
that we're doing to be able to do to cut this. When they first brought this to me, I can't do it in the coral. You'll never see it in the coral again. Okay, not in this coral anyway. I mean, I just don't have the material. But to tell you the truth, when they first brought this design in, and you know, I didn't do the look. They were developing the technology in-house to do this. When they first brought this to me, I went, wow, this is stunning. This is unbelievable. When it first came to me, it came to me in a 3-strand red Indonesian coral necklace is what they brought it to me as. And I just thought, wow, the weight, everything. I said, this is amazing. And then I said, no. And they go, what? You don't like it? I go, are you kidding? I love it. I mean, this is incredible. I said, how long did it take you to make this? I said, what, we can make what, a dozen of them in a week? I mean, like, come on, guys. I mean,
that's a lot of beads.
You're going to tie up a whole, group of lapidarists. Just you're going to cut a whole section of the lapidary department just to be able to cut these beads. We can't do that. It's going to be, I can't sell this thing for like $900 or $1,000. I'm just not going to. It's not going to work for the show. So we'll sell it in retail, but we can't bring it for the show. And they said, no. And then they showed me, and then they took me and showed me this process that they had been working on and how to do it. And we were able to do this. So this is something brand new. And it's a technology that we've developed that we never, ever had before. We never had the ability to do this. I really, to tell you the truth, I don't want to talk about it too much, but I don't know if anybody else that actually has developed this now.
I've never seen anything like this.
Or can even think. When you see this close, okay, have I cut rondelles? Yes, of course. Have I faceted rondelles? Yes. These are micro rondelles. So it's the size of the bead, okay? Structurally very, very sound, but being able to facet something that thin, that small, right, that's where, and then being able to do this is all, it's done on a machine, but it's done by hand. I don't really want to explain too much, but it's using technology to aid them in cutting it. So they're not have to actually hand cut every single bead. They can do multiples at one time. And so that's what even makes it doable. But when you put this on and you wear this, I mean, this is just, it's so comfortable, and the way it stacks, the way it lays is something that's just unbelievable that you've never, ever seen before.
It's so true. Okay, with that being said, very, very popular, extremely busy right now. It's our best value of the day. I wish we were able to bring in 10,000 of these, but you just heard that's an impossibility. But for those who are shopping early, if you want that coral, and I don't want to sound like a broken record, I'm going to go ahead and switch back into the turquoise. It could be one of your final opportunities on the day today. They're both, it just depends on what speaks to you. A lot of our J. King collectors out there, like myself, have been collecting for over 3 decades, are doing one of each. You know a value when you see it, you know an opportunity, you know a story. And there is a story. It's a first for us in 3 decades, doing this particular turquoise in a 5-strand design, doing this particular, again, coral that is from Jay's private collection that has never been done in rondelles in this cut, let alone in a 5-strand. So it's like taking each strand here that would typically be about $30. Can you imagine if we put one of these up for $29.99? Seriously, but that's what we're doing. Honestly, right? Like one strand, $30. Like it's pretty phenomenal, this relationship. And celebrating 30 years, we're doing opportunity specials all up until your big anniversary, which is official in October. So we are, why wait? Let's celebrate while we can, right, Jay?
Yeah, you know, and here again, what makes this so unique and so special is the fact that it's so exciting to actually be able to launch something totally, totally new, right? And here again, I understand we've done this waterfall look, but this is the very, very first time ever that you've seen us do anything like this in this new micro rondelle, faceted micro rondelle. We've never been able, and the reason we never did it before is we were never able to do it before. So this was exciting to actually come up with how to do this. And we were lucky enough that we had this particular coral that worked. Now, I'm not really so sure it's gonna work with other materials. We're playing with it right now. But so far, it's come out all right, but it's not there to where I'm going to.
You're going to put the J. King.
I'm not going to put the stamp on it. We're not going to move forward till we perfect it.
Yeah.
So we perfected it for the coral, but we have not perfected it for other materials. Even though they're as hard as this is. This coral is extremely hard. I mean, extremely hard. You know, to facet coral is almost impossible because usually corals aren't hard enough. Especially sponge or bamboo corals are really, really not dense enough. But because this is a branch coral and it has the density, we were able to facet it.
Okay, I think we're like down to maybe a few hundred in the coral. All right, yep, that's it. We are very, very busy. I will say if you want the coral bracelet, I hate to keep rushing everybody, but yeah, the QR scan is gonna be your easiest way to get through. I have fewer than 200 in the matching bracelet. Turquoise, we're still doing okay, but even that's not in great. It's just like right under 1,000 left. That is for the rest of the day. So a first time, it launches at midnight. For our new shoppers out there, every night at midnight we launch what we call our very best value of the day. Boy, is this ever from J. King. And then we can honor that special price until they're sold out, and we're already giving you quantity updates already right now, or at, you know, when we start a brand new day. Then the price on this would go up another $50. So however you look at it, you have your 30-day money-back guarantee. This is coming to your front door in the next couple of days. You will not, I promise, you know what, Jay, not oftentimes I stick my head out and say, listen, it's gonna be a favorite customer pick. It's gonna be a favorite customer pick. Both of these. Both, either or, whether you're getting the coral, whether you're getting the turquoise. These are also such perfect colors going into spring and summer. We've been having spring fashions and accessories for the last couple weeks here at HSN. And the colors like Dagmara's wearing, all these beautiful pinks. I was wearing belly pink yesterday. These are those pieces that will, accent. Even your basic white, just pop either one of these so beautifully with all those bright colors that we're seeing for summertime. Okay, so Jay, we